like I said, I love your column in Sunday Life where you ask different people, you know, what they generally eat for a day, and then you comment on it. And I have to say, some of them I read them and I go, yeah, right, sure, you have almonds here and an apple there, and you have a salad and no oil and blah blah blah. Do you think they make it up? Do they think they write something that you want to read?
Well, do you know, I've been reading people's food diaries for 20 years, so I kind of understand how to look at a food diary.
Yeah.
To me, a food diary is not really a sneak peek into someone's real diet. It's almost a sneak peek into what they think a good diet should be. And that can be just as insightful, you know, because it lets me see how skewed people's thinking is. For example, if they're scared to eat any fat, which is just so completely crazy. We've long moved on from that. Now that it's about having healthy, good fats in your diet. Or you get the people who are scared of carbs, and so I get an overall feel for what are they trying to achieve in their diet, whether it be cut their carbs, cut their fat, or I don't care, I'll eat anything, or I'm really sold on the whole superfood idea and let me see how many superfoods I can fit into my day. So, you know, I think it's really interesting to look at what people write as being, you know, because it's almost their idea of my ideal day. Yeah,
because there's also, where they obviously want to be what they think they should be doing. But it's interesting when you talk about sort of superfoods and, you know, high protein and low carb and all this sort of stuff. We've got this thing that's been instilled upon us, I think, through all these fad diets about the things that we should be doing, and we've sort of created these obstacles around food. Do you think that's right? Yeah. Because it's sort of like, well, you know, I better not have pasta, and I don't do bread, and don't do potatoes, and there's high protein, and you can have a little bit of fat. We've sort of got these ideas about what we should be doing. But
I think those fad diets are what worries me is that they are really eroding people's relationship with food. And this is something I speak about a lot, particularly for women, that I find women who are so caught up and head up and worried about what they should eat and what they should be cutting out and, you know, which is the right approach to follow, that they've forgotten about the fundamentals, and they've become so embroiled in this that they start, you know, having such discontent with their own bodies, with their body image, and they're almost scared to eat. And I think that's really sad. To me, food and eating goes way beyond what nutrients or anti-nutrients, if you like, are in the food. It actually goes to sharing a meal. You know, if you invited me over to your house for dinner, Deb, I would come and I would enjoy whatever it is that you prepared for me, because the point of the whole thing was a social get-together, a social connection, and about taking pleasure and being grateful for the food that we have, you know?
That's so true.
I think those things are lost.
That's the basics of it. I mean, that's a beautiful thing that I love about food, because I love to cook and I love to sit down and share meals with friends, and I think that's one of the most important things we have in life, about connection just with people.
Absolutely.
And what you're saying is essentially we've sort of taken food and we've sort of put it into a category where it kind of becomes a bit of an enemy, and we have to kind of fight our way through it. But yeah, you lose the enjoyment of it.
And it shouldn't be like that. You know, you ought to be able to relax and eat whatever food is there. And the other thing I think is happening is that we're making ridiculous associations with food. You know, I'll give you an example. Friends of ours were over at our place for dinner, and I'd put on this beautiful spread. Well, I think it was a beautiful spread of lots of different salads, and we'd done loads of different meats and seafoods and so on in the barbecue.
Gorgeous.
And there was a nice loaf of a very grainy sourdough, very healthy bread there. And one of my male friends said to me, "Bread? What's that? What's that? Remember when we all used to eat that stuff?" and he shunned it and said, "Oh, I can't eat bread these days," but went on to have, you know, 10 beers and the cheese platter, and I said, just as well you didn't touch that bread, eh?
It's ridiculous.
So when we sit back and really think about it, you know, we think, you know, we've been eating bread since biblical times. So why are we all of a sudden blaming it for everything?
It's so silly.